This is part 3 of 4 in the training series, Safe Food Sampling and Demonstrations at Farmers Markets and Community Events. I'm Megan Baumler, recording the presentation developed by Suzanne Dreesen and Kathy Brandt, University of Minnesota Extension food safety educators. Part 1 provided an overview of the 2014 Minnesota Safe Food Sampling legislation. Part 2 highlighted food handling practices to keep food samples safe for your customers. In Part 3, the emphasis is on cleaning and sanitizing requirements. A companion piece to this presentation is the Safe Food Sampling Worksheet. You may want to pause this video to access it. Search for University of Minnesota Extension Safe Food Sampling on the Internet. Open the page and scroll down to Resources to download this worksheet. Pause this video at any time to make notes on the worksheet. Do you grow rutabagas, kohlrabi, or red beets? Whatever you're growing, let the customer try it. They'll be more likely to make a purchase. If you sample produce, you're required to wash all fruit and vegetables under running water before peeling, cutting, or serving. You have two options of how you can do this. One is to wash the produce in a licensed commercial kitchen, or the second is to wash produce on site at the market. Let's review each of these options. One option is to wash and prepare produce samples in a licensed commercial kitchen by following these steps. Wash the produce. Place produce in clean, covered containers. Keep items cold and transport in a cooler to the market. Some commercial kitchens charge a fee and require a food manager certification, so check the details ahead of time. Option 2 allows you to wash produce on site at the market or event location. Use water from your hand washing station or bring a separate container for washing produce. You'll need 2 catch buckets, one to collect the hand wash water and one to collect the produce wash water. If you use the hand wash station to wash produce, switch out the catch bucket. This prevents the splashing of contaminated water collected from hand washing onto the produce that you are washing. Some markets or events may set up a central produce washing station for vendors to use, so check with the market manager or event organization on availability. No matter where you wash produce, follow these steps. To avoid contamination, wash your hands before and after handling the fresh produce. Wash fresh produce under running potable water before cutting or preparing it. For stemmed produce, the temperature of water should be about 10 degrees warmer than the product temperature. Washing in slightly warm water brings out the flavor and aroma of the fruits and vegetables you are preparing. Scrub all fruits and vegetables with firm skin like apples, carrots, cucumbers with a clean produce brush to remove dirt and microbes. Pull apart bush-like vegetables such as broccoli to wash all the surfaces. Rinse well. Drain produce in a colander. You may want to try a salad spinner. It works well to remove moisture. Lastly, remember that everything needs to air dry. To avoid contamination of produce items you have washed, be sure to follow these safe food handling practices. Use gloves or another barrier to prevent touching those items with your bare hands. Designate a cutting board for produce prep only. Use separate utensils and cutting boards for preparing fresh produce and raw meats. Use clean peelers, knives, salad spinners when switching to another item. And finally, cut away any damaged or bruised areas which can contain pathogens. You may be asking this question, can't I just give away a sample of a fresh whole carrot that I pulled from my garden? This is a good time to review the guidelines for product samples. You need to be selling carrots at the market and they must be a product of your farm. This sample would have to be free, 3 ounces or less, and offered as a single serving. And you would need a sign or would need to tell the customer to take the carrot home and wash it before eating if you were to give them a whole carrot. It's best if you've washed the carrots and prepared them for the customers to sample on site. Be sure to use clean equipment and utensils when preparing your samples. You want to bring enough clean equipment with you that you never reuse a dirty item. Or you can wash equipment at the market for reuse during your sampling or food demonstration event. Reuse of utensils, plates, forks, spoons, and cups used by customers for sampling is not allowed. Use single-service items like toothpicks or plastic spoons, which customers throw away after consuming the sample. You can make a temporary dishwashing station to wash the equipment used to prepare samples on site. You must have 3 containers. Buckets, pails, bins, or tubs work well. The containers need to be large enough so that the largest item you wash can be fully immersed in water. You'll also need an area to place a dish rack for air drying. Preparation and serving utensils and surfaces need to be washed at least every 4 hours. Dishwashing is a 4-step process, and here's what you need to do. Label the first bucket as your wash bucket. Fill this bucket with hot water and dishwashing detergent. Label the second bucket rinse and fill it with clean hot water. Rinsing is important to remove soap. If soap residue remains, the sanitizer won't be able to penetrate to the surface to kill germs. Label the third bucket Sanitize and fill with water at the temperature designated for the type of sanitizer you chose to use. Read and follow the manufacturer directions for the water temperature requirements. The fourth step is to air dry. Set up an area that provides enough space to air dry all of your equipment. Remember these additional points for the dishwashing area. The 3 dishwashing containers should be changed every 2 hours or more often depending on use. Bring an extra thermos or container with hot water. If you need to change your water, you will need to have containers to store the dirty water. When you run out of water for dishes, you need to stop sampling. Chlorine bleach, iodine, and quaternary ammonia are the most common sanitizers approved for sanitizing food preparation surfaces. Approved sanitizers have an EPA registration number and instructions for how to sanitize food contact surfaces on the product's label. This is not found on all household chlorine bleach labels. As shown here, this bleach label has instructions for laundry, disinfecting floors, walls, and sinks. However, there are no instructions to sanitize food contact surfaces. Follow the manufacturer's directions. The label is the law for mixing and using chemicals. Misuse is a federal violation. To sanitize with chemicals, items must be immersed for a specified amount of time in sanitizing solution with proper concentration. An effective chlorine concentration is 50 to 100 parts per million with a contact or soak time of at least 10 seconds. To sanitize with quaternary ammonia, follow the label directions as product concentrations vary between 200 to 400 parts per million. The contact or soak time of items with this sanitizer is 30 seconds. Chemical sanitizer concentration is very important and must be verified with chemical test strips designed for the specific chemical you are using. Test strips are available at restaurant supply stores or can be ordered online. Too much sanitizer can be toxic, and too little will not be effective in killing pathogens, the germs that can make people sick. Let's review proper setup for a dishwashing station. What's wrong with this picture? You are correct if you said that the buckets for the dishwashing station shouldn't be on the ground. Dust and mud can contaminate the water in the buckets. Also, those buckets aren't accessible to adequately wash your dishes. A dishwashing station needs to be away from the hand washing station to prevent the splashing of dirty water into the dishwash buckets. In addition, each bucket must be labeled for its use: wash, rinse, and sanitize. A place to air dry the dishes is missing, and the bleach bottle needs to be labeled and stored away from food, equipment, utensils, and dishwashing buckets. After your sampling event, clean and sanitize all hand washing dispensers, dishwashing buckets, as well as any coolers and totes that were used to transport food and equipment. Be sure to clean all pieces of the equipment, including the spigots and lids. Wash with soapy water inside and out, and then rinse with clean water. Finally, sanitize the inside of each container with 1 tablespoon of chlorine bleach per 2 gallons of water. Do not rinse after this, and remember to let it all air dry. During storage, protect the clean and sanitized containers from contamination. Store them upside down in a cupboard or store them covered. Store them away from chemicals, pets, and pests. You'll find additional resources to help you plan, prepare, and serve safe food product samples. On the internet, search for the University of Minnesota Extension Safe Food Sampling. Open the page and scroll down to resources to view or download these resources shown here. This concludes Part 3 of the 4-part series, Safe Food Sampling and Demonstrations at Farmers Markets and Community Events. Thank you.